2 McLarens, 2 BMWs, and a Lamborghini are among the $2 million worth of goods that were taken from a 23-year-old man in Whitby, Ontario. His investors are trying to get back the millions of dollars they paid the self-proclaimed crypto king. Aiden Pleterski's current assets, on the other hand, are not even close to what his investors say he promised them. A fraud recovery lawyer and court documents seen by CBC Toronto show that creditors are trying to find out what happened to at least $35 million that was given to Pleterski and his company, App Private Equity Limited, to bet on cryptocurrencies and foreign exchange. Diane Moore met Pleterski through someone she had known for a long time. She invested the $60,000 she had saved for her grandchildren's college education with Pleterski. She has to pay back $50,000. Moore thought that trust was the key to everything. I can't believe what Aiden did, and I don't know how he can live with himself. Moore's investment contract said that 70% of any capital gains would go to her and 30% would go to Pleterski. It also said that Moore's initial investment would be paid back in full if it was lost and that 10% to 20% capital gains would be expected every 2 weeks. Moore remarked, "I'm not sure if he ever really traded. Or did he come up with the idea and make up the story to get me in with the others?" Diane Moore gave Aiden Pleterski $60,000 so that her grandchildren could go to college, but she is still down $50,000. The 65-year-old man from Clarington, Ontario, is one of 29 creditors suing Pleterski for bankruptcy, saying they are owed close to $13 million. An investor who says he lost $4.5 million took Pleterski to court and won a Morava injunction, which freezes all of Pleterski's assets and bank accounts around the world. A fraud recovery law firm looking into Pleterski asked for information, and about 140 investors, some of whom are involved in the bankruptcy process, gave a total of $20 million in response. Norman Groot, who started the company Investigation Council PC, which only helps people who have been accused of fraud, said, "We've never had a response like this before, so it was a big surprise." Rent for a lakefront mansion was $45,000 per month. Through a bankruptcy trustee's report, creditors' meeting minutes, court filings, and complaints to Groot's firm, we can get a picture of Pleterski's life before everything went wrong. In several paid ads, the young man was called the Crypto King. He rented a lakefront home in Burlington, Ontario, for $45,000 a month, owned 11 cars, and leased 4 more expensive cars. He also traveled on private jets. Groot told CBC Toronto, "This person had a high cost of living, but that doesn't explain how much money is missing. This case is hard because Pleterski was making a lot of money, and how do you keep track of money?" During his bankruptcy, Pleterski said that he had never bought a watch for more than $600,000 at a creditor's meeting. Facebook user's name withheld. Because it comes before Pleterski's civil claims, the bankruptcy case against him is the only way for investors to get their money back right now. At the first creditors' meeting, which took place at the end of August and lasted more than 5 hours, investors asked Pleterski a lot of questions. When asked in a meeting why he kept investing even though he knew he couldn't pay back his previous investors, Pleterski said, "I was a 20-something-year-old kid." Pleterski could not be reached to get his thoughts on this article. According to Pleterski's lawyer, the financial claims were overstated. In a letter to CBC Toronto, Pleterski's lawyer said that his client thinks that the financial claims made by many people who gave him money have been outrageously inflated, and that he disagrees with many of the things that have been said about him. Pleterski started investing in cryptocurrencies when he was a teenager. When his friends and family saw how much money he was making, they started giving him money to invest. But, Pleterski's lawyer, Michael Simon, says that he never asked for money. No one seems to have thought to ask Aiden, who is very young, if he could handle these kinds of assets or what would happen if the cryptocurrency market crashed. Aiden has been helpful during the bankruptcy process, and he is hopeful that everything will work out for everyone. As part of the bankruptcy case against Aiden Pleterski, several expensive cars, like this Lamborghini, have been taken away from him. During the creditors' meeting, Pleterski told the trustee that he lost most of the money that was given to him in late 2021 and early 2022, in a series of margin calls and bad deals. But as of August 29, the trustee had not seen any proof, even though he had asked Pleterski for proof of trades and bank statements. When asked about how he kept track of his investment funds, Pleterski said that he was very disorganized, didn't know where his money was and didn't write down his debts or payments. He never bought a watch that cost more than $600,000. Investors also asked about a wide range of possible assets, such as luxury cars, watches, and gold bars. Pleterski said that he had never owned a Patek Philippe watch and that he had never owned a timepiece worth more than $600,000 when asked if he had ever owned one and what happened to it. Before the bankruptcy process took priority over the investor-led lawsuit against Pleterski, CBC Toronto also looked into the Morava injunction that was issued as part of the lawsuit. CBC does research. Is it possible that a GTA real estate deal that seems like heaven is not real? Analysis. When the markets for cryptocurrencies go down, investors lose money. In the decision that gave the injunction, Ontario Superior Court Justice Philip Sutherland talks about the investor's claim that he was shown images and videos of records from a website for trading foreign exchange and cryptocurrencies that showed $311 million in Pleterski's company's account. According to the court decision, however, when the investor checked on his own, the trading platform told him that Pleterski and his company did not have accounts with such amounts. Like Moore, the investor in the complaint says that the terms of the deal included a 70 to 30% split on capital gains and that, if the funds were lost, the investor would get back the full amount of the initial investment in 2-week increments. The goal for capital gains would be 10 to 20% growth twice a week. Usually, something that seems too good to be true isn't. Groot, who has been a certified fraud examiner for more than 20 years, says that most of the money that was given to Pleterski was given when the price of cryptocurrencies went up last year when people were greedy or excited. He said that if something seems too good to be true, it probably isn't. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.